Hey peeps, it's Quinn here with PTSD Whack. I'm gonna turn this a little bit. Get to see my entire messy ass room right now. Um, I just got back from watching Everything Everywhere All at Once for the third time. I love the movie so much, and it's just filling me with this amazing awareness of how we choose pain and anguish and suffering versus what other experiences could there be in my life. It really just like woke me up and I was like, oh wow, that I've chosen difficulty over, well, what more can I learn? Where can I learn more information? Um, this channel kind of documents the last 7 years of living with the car accident injury and then a subsequent concussion. And of course, that was definite a choice, definitely a choice of suffering, um, pain that I could not control at the time. But it became a choice to endure it and to not seek other alternatives for healing other than just what the doctors were saying. I was too afraid going to the chiropractor. Maybe that would have been the best path for me. But I was in worse pain after the chiropractor than when I went in, so that's why I couldn't continue. But I'm just sitting here thinking now, just talking to my husband on the way back, um, how if I had known that the chronic pain was going to be such a large part of my the brain injury episodes, the seizure like episodes, then I would have sought alternative methods immediately. And I didn't. I stuck primarily with neurologists. And I did go to an acupuncturist, I think, and I've gotten massages, but that's it. Um, but now that I'm doing a like microdosing of CBD and a small amount of THC, like 5 milligrams, every other night, I'm like experiencing so much less pain. I'm experiencing less anxiety as a result of being able to rest. So I'm just like looking at how long I've suffered for no real reason. It was kind of funny because I'm on day 3 of a migraine, and I watched myself at the start of it. I'm like, oh well, I'm not gonna take anything for it. I'm just going to see if I can get through it. It's like, Quinn, you have a brain injury that has had you at a point of having migraines for like 6 or 7 days straight. You don't have the luxury to not take care of it or handle it. So take some Tylenol, take some Aleve, and I have this instructions up on the wall of like, when you have a migraine, did you stretch? Did you exercise? Did you massage? Ice? But there are these options and these choices that I have on how to treat my body, to suffer less from the migraine. Well, it's kind of the same thing. I'm realizing that there are choices that I have on how to treat relationships. There are choices that I have on how to treat earning, that I reduce suffering, that avoid suffering. But by default, my path, at least, whatever the hell my soul came here to experience, was some difficulty. I wanted to experience difficulty, so I follow along that, and I don't make the choices of stopping or saying I'm tired, or I don't appreciate this approach, or I need to be accountable to me, or how are you going to be accountable to me in the future? To say that to others. There are choices that I have not been making. And so now it's like, oh, I'm presented with these new opportunities of how I am going to honor my health and how I'm going to honor my earning, my recovery, my relationships. I'll have to call that person back. But I'm just really grateful that I'm given this opportunity. So yeah. Um, it's just this recognition that we choose to be miserable. And I say this as someone who has had a car accident and then the following year had a concussion and has lived with mistreatment from doctors and mistreatment from systems and organizations, and PTSD, complex PTSD and trauma, a house fire. I've lived with that before the before the car accident. So it's like, hmm, hmm. Um, I have choices around this. I have choices to process and own my feelings. I have choices to believe that my experience is real and valid. I have choices to tell my story. I have choices to honor the truth of who I am. Those are all choices that I get to make. And when I'm handing them over to someone else, I'm missing out on treating and respecting myself. So that's just some awareness that I got from going to the movies today. Wow, right? Um, will I apply all this? I don't know. I'll probably forget to take some Tylenol and the headache may last a while longer. Hopefully I will return back and just look at this video again. But yeah, we've got choices. We always have choices. Sometimes we have choices, but we may not have the ability to act on them. But it's still a choice. All right. Till next time, friends. Peace.